protect the egg.
Oh, for sure. And you have to be very careful with the way that you position because I see a lot of Phoenix, they go into the middle of everyone because they want to get the max amount of, damage coming out from egg and also the stun. But you can't really play it that way depending on what you have for your teammates, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes you've got to
it's
be right
hard.
on the edge. But when you do have a centaur, that's a little bit more of an insurance plan, right? The fact that,
Definitely.
if you swoop in, you do have a little bit of follow up on it.
Yep. Okay, so they go for the Wraith King. This is another Arteezy classic. He's really good at these heroes that just sit in the jungle and hit creeps and then come kill your base at 30 minutes into the game. This is the best hero for that. I'm honestly shocked to not see this hero getting picked up more in some of these games. I feel like the nerfs to Wraith King weren't nearly enough, and certain teams respect it. Business associates, of course,
Oh,
being
yeah.
prolific Wraith King players. I feel like it's a little bit underrated right now. So it's nice to see EG picking it up again.
Yeah, it has been creeping up more and more lately. But yeah, Moo the other day, absolute raid boss on this hero. Once he got that Radiance, it was go time, foot on that gas pedal. Like, they just ran over C9. It was absolutely insane. I have a feeling, Evil Genius is also going to want to play very rapidly. The thing that I'm a little concerned about, though, with the Wraith King and just what we saw coming out from Thunder Predator earlier on, is until he gets that Radiance, he doesn't really want to fight. Right, he's
True.
similar to a life stealer, where he takes some time to come online, and depending on what heroes you pick up and how you play them, it's going to be difficult for them to get that breathing room, especially because Wraith King does want to kind of just walk off into the jungle later on.
True. And
I'm interested. I don't know.
that's where something like an Alk pickup would be potentially something that Thunder Predator can consider. And I believe we saw them play it yesterday, right? That was Thunder Predator that played that, wasn't it?
Mm,
Or was that Furia?
that was Furia, I
Okay.
believe.
Well, Alk is still a top tier
I could be
top tier
wrong.
pick. I don't know if I would pick it. I mean, I wouldn't pick it third, of course, but fourth picking it. This is
Ooh,
a good time for that.
is
Okay,
this a four weaver?
possibly. I would love to see an offlane weaver. I really love to see an offlane weaver because I feel like the hero does quite well with the offlane items. Vlad's and Solar Crest, Spirit Vessel. All of these items do cost a pretty significant chunk of gold, and they do pseudo damage, but they also do like utility offlane stuff, which is what you want your offlaner to do. So I do actually like Weaver in the offlane position. Okay, they go for the Kunkka.
I guess that's so. I'm looking at Thunder Predator's draft, and I'm a little worried because I feel like the control is much lighter than last time. Right, Undying's pretty good, like being able to bully a little bit in lane. Phoenix has decent. Phoenix's spells are just really nice, but you don't have the greatest lockdown when you consider all you have is Centaur Stomp and X, right, coming out from Kunkka. Is that going to come back to bite them in the butt, especially when you consider that there is a
Possibly.
Weaver
I think
that's
I
hard
think
to hold down?
that's I think that's why they picked the Kunkka is because whenever you Phoenix Undying as your support duo, we've talked about this. When you have a support duo that lacks disable, you need somebody in your other roles to do it. So it is
Mhm.
nice to have Centaur as your offlaner whenever you're doing one of these kind of stunless support duos. Centaur is one of the best stunners in the game, but one's not enough. So I do think Kunkka Centaur will probably suffice. Kunkka is just the answer for this. He's been the answer for a while. DK is kind of the other answer in the mid lane. So I'm not too worried. I would say okay, last pick. Let's see.
Yeah.
Really feeling the Alchemist. Like
Who's hitting the
Alchemist.
towers is the other question for me on Thunder Predator.
Okay,
Nope.
so it is the Alchemist. Yeah,
Look at that.
that's really solid against the Wraith King. It's just the Wraith King counter. You kill the skeletons and get a bajillion gold from it, and you outpace the Wraith King. In the time where the Wraith King's in the jungle farming, Alchemist is farming. Alchemist shows up with 4 items, and Wraith King only has one. So that's kind of the reasoning behind this. And I totally understand why they picked the Undying and the Kunkka with this. Look at the first 4 heroes on Thunder Predator. Every single one of these heroes wants to fight.
Mm.
These heroes, it's very hard to run into them. How do you team fight a Kunkka, a Phoenix Egg, a Centaur ulti, an Undying Tombstone? So they picked up 4 really great heroes at playing as a kind of package together somewhere on the map. Then Al can just farm elsewhere. Rioya Storm. All right. not exactly a counter to the Alk by any means, but solid Storm game. You talked about the lack of lockdown, and definitely this Centaur and Kunkka hero, these two heroes don't do really anything to Storm Spirit. Their stuns are too projected. It's easy to dodge them with the Storm Spirit. So it's a pretty free Storm game if he is playing on point. If he's not playing on point and you get hit by a Centaur stun, you get hit by a Kunkka stun, you get hit by an Alchemist stun, there is plenty of follow-up on Thunder Predators. So it's going to be a potentially rough one if Ryoya is not feeling it.
I think it's also kind of difficult too because these are slightly tankier heroes coming out from the side of Thunder Predator. It's not like you've got a Crystal Maiden or like a Lich or Ancient Apparition that you could just get a quick pick off sort of thing. It is a bit difficult to take down some of these other heroes
Right.
if you don't have a +1. So it is going to be a 4 Weaver, I think, depending on which position Crit is playing.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I kind of want Crit to play his comfort role because I feel like you get 10k MMR playing a role. You probably want to be the one playing that in your competitive matches. I respect the 10k, but with that being said, I want to see the offlane Weaver because that would be really cool. So we'll see what they play.
Have to see indeed. Do you get a little bit of a pause? From what I understand, so the entire tournament, I believe, is being played on US East, and the ping for Peruvian teams is not super great. It's not as bad as Brazilian. I think the Brazilians have a little bit worse routing, but we do have a couple just little hiccups here and there as we wait for lag to pass.
They are all quite used to playing on US East too, which is definitely nice. There's sometimes server issues in tournaments where you have people playing on uncomfortable servers, and I feel like that's often a lot worse than people playing on high ping but comfort servers. Like for instance, a lot of the European players, like I think Crit is playing from Europe.
Is he?
I don't believe he's in NA because I haven't seen him in any pubs. So I
Huh.
feel like he's in Fly is in NA. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Crit's playing. I could be wrong about that, but I haven't seen him in NA. Either he's not pubbing or he's in Europe. And so, but I think a lot of Europeans actually get quite good ping to US East. They get like 80 to 100,
Yeah,
which is
I
definitely
play with
playable.
some people from like Germany and like Norway and stuff like that. They
Yeah,
get pretty decent ping on US East. I think I have worse
Shane's
ping going
always
over there.
inviting me. I'm always Shane's like, oh, you want to play some parties, dude? You're in Germany. I don't know. What are you talking about? He's like, oh, I get 80 ping. Like, what 80 ping? I get that to US West. I'm in Canada, dog. What the hell? Yeah, the routing's just good, I guess. Europe,
It's good going
they
over
know what they're
here, but
doing.
not the other way around. It
Yeah, it's
seems.
not. It really isn't. To EU West, I get 130, and
Yeah, I think I get around that too. And
I'm
I'm
on
on
the East
East.
Coast. Yeah, so
We're
it's
both East Coast. It's not super great, but
it's not great. I'll still play on Europe sometimes though. It's not bad. I feel
oh
bad
man,
for
if you
anybody
get
who
early morning for US East and you play on Europe, oh, the pubs are really nice.
they're good. They're really good. Yeah, I totally agree.
They're so
If
much
you
nicer than being
it,
on US
oh
East.
yeah, if you play US East in the early morning, if you are into
If
some
you're
sort of
Moo, basically, right?
right, if you want to like punish yourself for something, I don't know, coming second place in TI, if you're just like
Oh
if you're
wow, wow. Oof.
yeah,
Jenkins.
you can play in the morning on US East. I should have gotten first. I should have gotten first. Bad mooch.
Getting some of those retaliate stacks going here over on Frank.
Oh yeah. Easy. This is a
Little
nice strat because you can pop the retaliate on the first wave and then pop off some denies. That's always nice. First wave denies are nasty. Dota's such a snowbally game.
Oh, definitely now too. With the
Look at
streaks and
this.
whatnot.
Look at this Arteezy build. Gauntlet. Starting with Gauntlet. I know it's a small thing, but this guy is the king of efficient starting builds. So if
Doesn't
he's
Hector do that?
Gauntlet?
Yeah, I thought he was doing that for a while. I know he gets the belt of strength, like, and sometimes occasionally, like, depending on what hero he's playing, he'll pick up,
he doesn't get the belt of strength on Wraith King. He would get that on Nakes because I think Nakes has like the built-in attack speed. The nuts thing, he does the I think Hector invented the glove of haste on Wraith King. And the
I thought he
reason
was
the
getting a belt of strength too.
No, that was Nakes. He was doing the belt of strength. He might have
Okay.
been doing the belt of strength for a bit, building into like an eventual halberd, but it's not really like a farming efficiency thing. That's more being alive thing. you know,
Okay.
it's but the glove of haste is just essential. On okay, and RTC's blocking the first wave, so it's in the tower, and they're tri-laning top. This is cool. Gonna get level 2 on Wraith King really quickly.
Nope,
I
nope,
love
they are
seeing
setting
stuff like
someone
this.
down,
But this is like the classic play where you have a support start as a tri lane and look for a kill, and then you just have your safe laner block the wave, so
right.
that way it's just in tower, and you can't pressure. So Crit is playing offlane Weaver, by the way, which with Tusk
Okay.
I think is quite good. And
Well,
he's
hopefully
rushing
they'll be a
Vessel.
little bit more comfortable with this, as opposed to the Pango Tusk lane where they kind of fell apart a little bit.
That's a pretty bad lane, Pango Tusk. It's just not that great. Huge wave pushing into bot. This is... If you're Matthew, you're just so cool with this. All he needs to do is stop this pull from happening, and his Centaur is going to get huge.
That's definitely the name of the game here for Frank, I think. It's going to come online a bit faster than
Oh, mid lane.
some of the
Leo
others.
style.
No, he sidesteps here. Get the final hit. Now just going to go for the denial on the creep.
He TPs. He's got to get that salve. He's got to get that salve out real
Yeah, he's
quick.
definitely buying it, but I guess Mireia doesn't have much mana left, so
Yeah,
can't
he knows
harass
it
as
wouldn't.
hard as he wants.
It wouldn't have resulted in a kill anyway, so he doesn't even go for it. It's a level 1 overload. It's kind of garbage.
He does have those tangos on him too, for just slowly regenning back up again.
Definitely not a hugely Storm-favored lane, though. This is impressive from Rioya winning this lane. Arteezy?
Hmm? Oh gosh, yeah, he's ticking down pretty hard down here.
The nerf?
He's gonna
The
be...
Fire Spirits nerf?
Yeah, he's all right.
I think the old Fire Spirits wouldn't have killed him either, but...
What was the difference on those?
5, just 5.
Just 5? Okay, yeah. So I know
It's
it
funny
was
to see that
a
happen,
nerf
though.
of like 10 on the talent. Oh man, I missed it. I'm not sure. I hope our awesome production guy caught it.
And they got
Shout
a
out to
double wave
Pithy and
coming in,
Lagoon.
too. Really nice.
All right, so this Weaver's working out for them so far.
Yeah.
Being able to chase down, put some pressure
Well.
on the Undying.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, it's Bulba. It's actually a support Weaver, and Bulba's taking last hits up here. There's a Quelling Blade on Tusk. He just
Okay.
he started with Uv, so I thought, okay, that probably means that he's 4, but he just went Uv as a core Uv, and he's sent out the Quelling Blade later. So they are switching it up. This is EG.
I think I like it though. I think I prefer seeing something like this, but MNZ getting gone on here again. They're gonna try to turn back around. Nice soul rip coming out from MJZ, keeps him alive. They managed to put some damage out over onto Bulba.
Mid lane, Rioya's got to be a little careful here.
He's
See,
got a
this is
salve.
not supposed to be a Storm-favored matchup. Once again, it depends on the mid laner that you ask, but Kunkka puts out a lot of harass on this Storm.
Oh yeah, especially with like the Tidebringer and whatnot. Oh, and he even manages to grab the rune. That's what feels good right now for Leo's style. They even set the Phoenix Matthew to make sure that they could secure it for him. Not even needed.
Crit just almost died on the top lane. He was soaking up some decays for his Tusk to get some farm. Not bad, not bad.
And I feel like in this particular lineup, we saw the position for Weaver.
Arteezy.
Oh, Arteezy at the bottom lane gets chased down. Matthews, he couldn't run away from those flame spirits, and now Fly is also gonna die. Frank, he's happy with this. He got the XP. He got,
He's so cool with that. I love the intentional suicide too. He doesn't even try to run away and waste time. He knows it's the play to just come back full HP.
It's like the cool guys don't look at explosions sort of thing. MJZ
It
is
is,
just
it
fighting
is.
here over with Bulba. This is going to be a kill though, as it looks like they're trying to fight for the rune. Crit sitting very, very low. Oh, MNZ gets the final hit. Can he get the rune too? He's got to run away from Bulba, whose fingers are just a little bit faster, and we've talked about that ink swell, but they don't have anything else now. Bulba has used all of his mana up. Just gonna see MNZ go right back to farming. Bottom lane again, Arteezy. He just keeps ticking down these flame spirits.
He has no TP. That's a 45-second cooldown. That's like that is the worst thing that can happen to you in the laning phase, is dying and respawning and immediately coming back and dying. I honestly, if you're in the laning phase and you're feeding and you're getting last hits, it really doesn't matter that much. But the worst thing is when you die and you don't have TP. That's when it's a real problem. So this is looking bad for Arteezy. He's got to just go jungle.
And it's going to get even scarier for him, too, because this tower is not going to last very long.
He died on the siege wave. It's taken a lot of damage.
Yeah.
They're going to tank the wave, although Frank does not have great resources to keep tanking this.
Lane, pressure being placed on MNZ again. They should... Oh, no, but they able to keep him alive a little bit longer. They'll be able to get the kill on the Alchemist. Are they going to be able to find it on crit, too? Not quite. Oh, very, very close there.
You know the shocking thing is that MNZ gave 200 gold and Bulba gave 205. Even though this is an Alchemist. What a world we live in. This hero has 3,500 net worth. He's huge.
Oh my gosh. MJZ.
This Undying's going to be a core, man.
That ward
He's
right
huge.
there.
He just got 2 kills. He's
Kills.
almost level 5 on Undying.
He's got to be very happy about this.
Oh, he's stoked.
Nice set. See, you can see Artor's back in the bottom lane, but they're missing a lot of trees over here. They can see him. And
MNZ
I
is
imagine
dead.
that the harass is going to be real. Yeah, MNZ top lane does get taken down. Nice rotation coming out here from Ryoya.
Yeah, that
I
was
think
that
that
was
was
nice.
necessary.
It gives crit a little bit of XP on the mid lane too, so it's kind of it has a dual purpose of Ryoya is totally okay with just wandering back through the jungle here and kind of breaking the laning phase down, and his supports can take the lanes and get a little bit of XP. We got an Arcane Ring. That's a nice item on Storm.
That definitely is.
That's probably the best item you can get on this hero.
So how
10
delayed?
intelligence.
How delayed would you say Arteezy is right now if you take a look at what he's got? Oh gosh, there's a... I missed that, my bad. Didn't see that happening. Matthew gonna have to just TP out here as they get the kill on Fly.
He'll be fine. He's a Wraith King. This hero is broken. He's gonna jungle. He's gonna get huge. The question is, can they defend the towers? He's not gonna be able to play in lanes too much, so he just needs to have his team, you know, defend the towers. Maybe if somebody can take bot tower, that'd be pretty cool. Oh, top lane.
Oh
He's
yeah,
on the high
I can hear
ground.
that stampede coming through. Gonna have to run MNZ out. MJZ, he's still here. He's got that ink swell over here on Bulba. We'll be able to go and proc. MJZ's career is gonna get taken down, but in comes Leo style. He's got the torrent. They'll be able to find that kill. As they're chasing after Matthew. Matthew will fall though. Loose crit. Looks like Bulba is possibly next year if Leo Style can get his hands on him. This courier though, Leo Style's courier, does get taken down right after he gets those phase boots. Now he's still
Ooh, nice
chasing after
dodge.
Bulba. And while this is going on, you've got MNZ chasing after Fly. Inkswell gets thrown out again. Looks like MNZ's just gonna back off. He doesn't want to have to deal with that stun.
When you're an alchemist, you don't even chase. What's the point? You're like, I don't do anything, guys.
I think he thought maybe he could catch him because he was
Maybe.
very, very low. But when he saw that
He'd need-
Inkswell, he was like, I definitely can't catch him. Not at
Yeah,
this point.
he'd need 2 hits. He'd need 2 hits, and it's not likely with this hero. Big stack that he's farming too, and it's these nice trolls that summon the skeletons. Alchemist loves this. Bot lane, Crit's just kind of playing the dead lane, protecting the tower. Frank is huge though.
Ooh, trusty shovel. That's always a nice find for an alchemist with the bounty rune possibility.
Oh god. All right, Lady Luck. Let's see who you favor.
Luck be a lady. There's the tower taken down. Frank doesn't seem to care at all. It's gonna be interesting to see. Oh, top lane again. Fly. Inkswell. Not gonna be able to quite get the final damage on him though, as Ryoya finds a kill on Leo style.
Oh, Bulba makes a rotation on that. Okay, cool. I saw him start that play on the Kunkka, and I was thinking, okay, this is not going to work. It's a Kunkka. He's so tanky. But then with Bulba coming in, you know,
With a +1.
that makes the difference. Core Tusk does a ton of damage. He's got level 4 tag team at this point in phase boot, so he punches hard.
They'll find a kill on Frank in the bottom lane,
Wow.
but also Bulba. With a little bit of help, they'll find yet another kill. And it looks like they'll take down Fly. Boba trying to fight here, that he just can't hit him. This Walrus Punch, just pretty silly. Plus the fact he's got all of these. This is insane. Look at this nonsense. In comes Leo Stout. He's like, stop playing with your food, Matthew.
Oh,
But, oh, the egg coming out here from Crit. They didn't have the spirits, though, down. As Ryoya's gonna go zip right on in, get the kill on the Phoenix. Is he gonna be able to find anything more here? As Crit goes right back, time lapse. Got a lot of damage over here on Leo Style, but do they have enough? As MNZ's just like, guys, I'm trying to farm here. Can you please leave? It's gonna be the Stampede. MJZ, I'm not sure what the plan was here, but they do manage to get the stomp off. Can they finish up on Crit? Yes, they will, but that's a triple kill now for Ryoya, as now Frank getting pulled right back into the arms of the Storm Spirit. He's not gonna survive. It's an ultra kill.
Wow, he is huge. Good lord, he's got his Kaya from that.
This is exactly how you wanted the Storm to take off. We talked about it during the draft.
And all this time, Arteezy is just farming away on Wraith King. He completely skipped Reincarnation. He is just full Vampiric Aura, Mortal Strike, no stun. He is a farming beast, and he is getting close to that Radiance. He's 800 gold from Relic.
It's very, very close. How's, MNC's a little bit closer. Of course, it is an Alchemist, but which one does more with it?
I think Wraith King does. If you have the same items between your Alch and a Wraith King will destroy the Alch. The point of an Alch is having an item advantage, so the fact that they're close-ish to even definitely favors EG in this situation, but once Alch gets that Radiance, he really picks up in the farming speed. So we'll see if Thunder Predator can hold a jungle for him to farm.
It's going to be very difficult when you see the way that Ryoya has been just zipping in and finding these opportunities. And he's even going to grab himself a regen run, so he's got to be feeling even better about that.
Yeah, he's mode god, this hero. I've heard from a lot of Storm players too that people don't even think this hero is good until you're level 12 and have a Kaya. That's kind of like, that's the big power spike for Storm, where he can do those long zips and kill people. So he's not even at his apex yet in terms of power, and he's about to get there, and he's got a regen rune.
They're combing through the triangle, expecting the Alchemist to be there. They will be able to go and find this courier, but doesn't look like they have much interest. There's a lot of heroes in the mid lane. I'm not sure if this is the play. They're going to jump onto the Alch. He just pops that level 6, though. They'll follow up with a great big boat. Wow, the egg on top of the ward spot here. The drag back coming out from Leo South should be able to find the kill onto Bulba. Can they get anything more, though? Can they get the kill onto Ryoya? He's got too much mana. He should be able to zip himself out as Fly here, taking a lot of damage from the Sunray. Will fall.
That egg was amazing. The placement of that made it so that fight was
huge on my screen for like half a second.
Impossible.
Bottom lane,
impossible
Frank?
fight.
The bugs on him. It's pretty tanky though, but Ryoya, he's got that mana. He's gonna try to use this to his advantage. His crit's still here, but they'll follow up. MJZ joining in. Has that soul rip. And Ryoya's gonna try to TP out. He can't TP though. He's out of mana. He went just a little bit too far. As now Leo Style, Matthew, and MJZ, they're here. Frank wants to join in on the fun. He just can't do anything here. One final hit should do the trick. And that's 737 gold. Going over to Leo Style.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. This is the hero you do not want to feed. Is this Storm? He's basically the reason that EG is able to pressure Alch right now. And of course, Arteezy's about to have his Radiance, so they're going to, pass that baton from Ryoya to Arteezy soon, but not quite yet. Not quite yet. So that is definitely the pick-off that you want to get if you're Thunder Predator, is to stop that Storm from zipping around and killing your entire team just for a few moments.
And we've talked about how important streaks are now in Dota, so losing that, what was he at? He's like 7?
7x, yeah.
He had 7 times, yeah. That's not something that you want to have happen. And again,
Nope.
Alchemist, he's finished up the Radiance. It's being sent out. Oh, dear.
Ooh, boy.
Peru? I actually have no idea. I know that they have a team house, but I'm pretty sure most players are playing from home right now. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, we do have the Radiance completed now for MNZ. It's being shipped out to him as we speak. Very, very close to that Radiance for Arteezy. He's just a little bit behind again. It is an Alchemist, so it makes sense that he would start to pull ahead with that that net worth here. But my question is now, if Alch's got the Radiance, what's the play? Do they start fighting? Do they just continue to let MNZ chill since he's not being super pressured?
Usually the general line of thinking is that you wait for Alchemist to get like +1 item on top of the Radiance.
Mhm.
Usually it's like a Black King bar. For a while it was Assault Cuirass. That was the first item that people were rushing. We
Mhm.
saw Heart the other day. That's another item you can get. But usually you get the Radiance, and sure, if a fight happens and it's on good terms, you can TP to it and kind of contribute, but you're not really exactly looking for a fight. You're only looking for really good fights. But once you have, BKB, Assault Cuirass, whatever, you just take any fight at all, and you're cool with it. So we'll probably see that'll happen in like +1 item they'll fight, and I think there's going to be a period where EG looks to fight and can possibly snowball with the Wraith King Radiance, and Alk won't want to fight. So there's a window for EG here, but Alk is looking a little bit scary, especially with that death on Ryoya.
Yeah, it looks like he's also going to be going for the Yasha, probably into Manta to be able to take off Silence, especially being thrown out by the Grimstroke, and occasionally if Storm, eventually rather, if he decides to go for that Orchid pickup, just having some sort of escape plan for now, which also helps him with his farming. But looks like Leo Styles having a little bit of difficulty maintaining that connection. Looks like he's good to go though. So start it back up and just keep an eye on both of these core's items to see what the next plan is. So what if you're Ryoya right now, obviously, it wasn't ideal. You did not want to get killed there, especially considering how snowbally of a hero this is. Very similar to a TA or a Queen of Pain. What's your next plan? Do you just kind of chill for a little bit? Do you try to farm up another item? Or do you continue to put that pressure down?
I think you can pressure. You probably want to wait for some sort of rune pickup. He also went to the jungle and farmed us level 12. I think the fact that he was being so aggressive with his level 11 is mostly just due to the fact that he
Ooh.
felt like he was snowballing.
I thought they were going to try to make a play and jump on him again over here by the rune, but it's
3
a pretty
bounties,
big
3
stack
G.
over here.
Oh yeah. It's actually being farmed by the Kunkka, surprisingly. Leo Style almost has his halberd, so maybe just trying to get that item. Maybe they consider that very important. Good against Wraith King.
Yeah, I'd agree with
Hits
that.
pretty hard.
Ooh, crit! Does he snatch it up?
What? Oh, he didn't get the net. He didn't get the net.
He got the Vamp
Oh.
Brace, though.
He did, yeah, he did.
That hurts. That hurts. And if you're crit, you're giggling to yourself right
Oh,
now.
he's
Yeah,
stuck.
he
I'm so
drops it.
happy. I would
Unfortunate.
the net, that's the item that everybody's talking about right now. It's like, oh, it's so efficient. It's so good for carries. It gives stats and gives you mana regen. Nobody even cares about the disable, honestly. It's just all about the stats and regen.
Okay, well, both of the cores for the sides of
That's so funny.
Thunder Predator and EG are in this top lane. They both have their Radiances online.
Ooh, Ryoya
Got
would
the
love
Yasha
that
already.
rune. Looks like they're going for a play on the Centaur. This Weaver hero, so good against Centaur.
Oh, yeah.
You do not care about how tanky somebody is when you have bugs that minus 25 armor from somebody.
He actually goes and uses the Stampede. He doesn't want to have to deal with this.
Good,
Just like
good
that, just
waste,
TP's
yeah.
out. Easy.
I think if you're EG, you're pretty cool with that. The downside to this, though, is that on the mid lane, Thunder Predator is... Looks like they're angling to maybe take a fight, but so is EG.
Yeah, they definitely don't have the Stampede for this fight, but if they want to fight, they'll be going in anyway, so. See Arteezy, he's made his way over here. He's got the boys out, putting some damage on the tower. And Thunder Predator looks like they'll just back off. They're not too worried about a top lane, though. Ryoya hunting for MNZ will be able to find him. And I believe this is a very dead Alchemist, because he has no one to help him. So that's
Good
a really nice pick-off.
For EG. Yeah, really, really good timing for EG. This is right on their Radiance timing with Wraith King. This is when you want to start getting kills. So they're going to run down this lane and look to pressure this with the Alch being dead. Although I say that, and the counter push comes out from Thunder Predator. This is a typical thing you do when your carry dies, is you just go push the other lanes, but it does leave you open to getting ganked.
Well, that middle tower is very important, but you can see the TPs coming out here in the bottom lane. They found crit, they've got the X and the boat combo, plus a little bit of bird magic. And they'll get rid of crit here.
Yeah, they were able to burst him. He was very close to getting his time lapse off, but Leo style angling the Tidebringer off the creeps instead of just hitting the hero gets that extra damage. No way he survives that.
I like the way that they're playing this right now. Though they are going right back into the jungle. You can see that Arteezy has really taken up residency here in this top lane. He doesn't want to be bottom. He's trying to take away some of the Alks farm. Does have to be careful though because the rest of the team is making their way through. They're going to be able to take the outpost back.
Interesting. It looks like EG is waiting for the Spirit Vessel on Weaver because I see the lines being drawn on the map. I see that there's not really any other item pickups that are super close. I mean, Ryoya just got his Bloodstone, so you'd think that they want to fight with the Radiance and Bloodstone timing, but they don't.
Vessel, they just pick it up now, so
it's important against these heroes. Yeah, it's really important against these heroes. Alchemist, of course, you take away the ultimate. Kunkka, you have the boat. Undying, it's a tanky hero. It's 5 strength heroes versus a Vessel, so it's a very important item. MNZ, he's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's so far away from the rest of his team. He's got that stun, but he's gonna have to go Manta, try to run away, and the zip in again from Ryoya. MNZ can't afford to be here. Phoenix coming in though, trying to keep him alive. Has the stun, they'll turn his back around. Ryoya's actually gonna be taken down. Big ol' bow coming out from Leo style. They'll find that kill. They want crit too, but they're not gonna be able to catch him. He's just way too fast. But while this is going on, while you have this rotation to the bottom lane, you can see again, oh, it looks like Arteezy is actually going to just TP over into the mid lane as they're going to go on Frank. Here, Walrus Punch followed by Shard, Silence being thrown out. It's a dead Centaur. And they'll go and finish up this tier 1, but I can imagine that there's going to be some pressure on the tier 2 bottom coming out from the side of Thunder Predator as well.
I can't believe that.
They're going for Roche?
That felt. I feel like that shouldn't work, where you have an Alk playing that far up and getting caught out and then just surviving. But that's the problem when there's a Centaur on the enemy team. You always have to calculate that he's going to be running away hasted speed. As soon as you go on him, he's going to get that Centaur ulti. So just a little bit miscalculated from Ryoya and Crit, where I guess they didn't anticipate how easily it was going to be for him to escape once he popped the ulti in the Manta.
I think we might have a Roche fight here. They definitely have the vision on Crit, who's going to have to already time lapse to go and use the Dust of Appearance. The zip in coming out from Ryoya. They want to finish this up as fast as possible. They will be able to get it. Ryoya taking up that Aegis. Matthew going to get thrown up into the air. He is not going to be able to get an egg off. And now Arteezy, he's being focused down pretty heavily. Does have the reincarnation. That's not a big deal. He's coming up again. MJC though, he's looking real strong here as Leo Style is joining in with the rest of the fight. A couple of these soul rips coming out. They've got Arteezy over into the corner. They'll be able to take down MJC, but they'll take down Arteezy. And now Ryoya, he's X'd up. Can he get away? Is this going to be the end of the Aegis? That is the end of the Aegis. Thunder Predator now just waiting patiently. They've got all the stuns this time waiting for him, but they can't get him off in time as Ryoya just zips away. Easy peasy. Crit moving around here in the circle. They're going to go right back in again. MNZ, he needs help. He needs someone to keep him alive, but he doesn't have to have the Spirit Vessel. Snowball coming through now. Leo Style, he's trapped in a sandwich with EG on the outside. And Ryoya, he's not done yet. He wants Frank. He's got to be careful. Doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of mana. So he's trying to go around the corner. You can see now the Tusk making his way in. They can't find Frank though. Crit searching around the corners.
They know he's here with no TP.
They know they found him. They got him. This is gonna be a dead Frank as that snowball comes in. Spirit Vessel, everything in the kitchen sink. Takes him out. Beautiful fight from EG here.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but the MVP of that fight is legitimately the Weaver. The Weaver bugs with the Spirit Vessel. The longer and longer that fight progressed, the more minus armor the bugs were putting on people. And then the boat rum wore off as well. So you had a bunch of minus 40 armor heroes running around at 40% HP. And even though EG was not really in good health, you could see Crit was just spam pinging. He's like, go, go, go. The boat buff has worn off. They have so much minus armor because nobody's killing the bugs. And they just melted. They just melted with the Vessel and with the minus 40 armor on the bugs.
God, imagine how different that fight would have gone if they had succeeded in taking down Crit when they first found him. They just didn't have enough damage at the time.
Yeah, that would have been important. You don't usually consider killing a support Weaver first to be all that important because you just kill the bugs, but in a fight like that, when you have Alchemist, when you have Kunkka, these heroes that make the fight last a really long time, it does matter. And he's going to have the Aghanim Scepter soon on Weaver too, so it will matter even more. Imagine if he pops a time lapse on a Wraith King or the Storm.
Oh, man.
It's an Aegis.
Yeah. I think they kind of lost focus of the Weaver during that. And they were pretty concerned about dealing with Arteezy, which they did, but... Ooh, MNZ. Needs to be careful. There's the Storm Spirit really, really close nearby. And you can see, again, arrows being drawn down. Like they want to go after Arteezy. They know that he is alone. They do have some nice vision in their jungle, but...
What was the tip for? I didn't see why he tipped him.
I don't know. I just saw that MNZ tipped him. Maybe he's just, you know, he's like, man, I really like Arteezy. He's a really good player. I like when he streams.
Carries just have this, like, they have this secret language that they talk to each other in. Like, tipping. We don't know what's going on. Maybe carry players will watch. I know why he tipped him.
Maybe.
He missed the last hit on that creep wave. I was watching. MNZ was watching.
That tip. Looks like Thunder Predator now is going to be playing this bottom area. Do have some creeps in the base. They're not pushing too hard, though.
Arteezy's map reads are insane, actually. That guy is so good at knowing when the enemy team is smoking on him. He just always knows. And yet, he still finds the time to summon the skeletons and push the lane. Really nice to see plays like that. It's so obnoxious dealing with that when you just go for a smoke like that.
Crit, trying to clear up this creep wave here. The top lane trying to put some more pressure, see if maybe they can bait someone home. Doesn't feel like they're... It's so weird because both of the teams are dodging each other so hard right now. Oh, your favorite item is being queued up, Jenkins.
Which one?
Well, right now it's just a Shadow Blade, but I imagine it'll be turned into a Silver's Edge.
On Lubba?
On the Alch.
On the Alch. Oh, that's a nice one.
That's one of your favorite items.
That's a nice one. What passives can we disable in this game? We got Weaver. Let's see. Not many. Overload, I guess. Wraith King passives? Does it work on Mortal Strike?
I'd assume. Because it is a passive?
It is. It doesn't work on some passives.
True.
But
like you said, Arteezy's got a great read, knows where everybody is, has just moved himself back down to the bottom, just dodging constantly, getting his farm up, getting more powerful. He's got the Black King bar completed, he's got the armlet, and something else is coming out to him too.
Oh, MNZ is doing cool stuff on the top lane. He's dropping a Shadow Blade every time he shows.
That's actually really cool.
Okay, never mind. He didn't do it that time. But he did do it. He did do it just there.
Maybe he thought that there was going to be some sort of fight breaking out. Crit. Over here in position. Does have that Agnum Scepter completed. Courier. It's way over. They get the X, marks the spot off on him. Drag him right back in. They got to burst him down quickly, though. Otherwise, he's just going to be able to come right back up. And they managed to find it. So, 500 gold for the crit.
Yeah, Ag's not so great at saving yourself when you're X'd, honestly.
Nope. Well, not when they can burst you down like that anyways. He's managed to get out before, like that Roche fight we talked about. They saw him first with that smoke, and they were almost able to take him down, but he was able to time-lapse and just run away throughout the bugs and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of these kind of timing stuns on Thunder Predator.
Zip forward.
Oh! Rio's
MJZ
going for the
silenced
freebie.
up. Easy kill here. Can they find anything else, though? And there's the BKB coming out from Arteezy with that double hold here. He has the strength up. Frankie just cannot get away fast. And now MNZ, he's just melting as the rest of the team, they are going to try to buy back. Matthew on the back lines here. Ryoya zipping around. Looks like Matthew is going to be just fine. But we did get 2 buybacks out from the side of Thunder Predator.
Good discipline from EG, backing off with those buybacks. We've seen them overcommit a couple of times in this game, so this gives Ryoya some time to get mana. He did have an Arcane Rune, but once again, we have seen the kind of zips in and feeding when there's blood in the water, so to speak.
There's no BKB now on Arteezy. Is this an opportunity for Thunder Predator, or do you think that they just need to back off right now? That he's just very powerful, especially when you consider the saves that are going to be coming out from crit.
I think you probably chill. You wait for one more item on Alchemist. You may as well. This hero's he just farms so quickly. You can always just wait, especially when you take a fight like that and it seems like it's not really going well. You know, you get a feel for it in the game where you take a fight and it's like, all right.
Oh. Looks like they're gonna fight anyways. BKB immediately getting popped by Leo Style. He says, get the heck out of here. I don't want to fight this. The Phoenix having to just swoop away, but they do end up losing MJZ, so.
Double damage on RTZ. Oh, God.
MNZ's got to get out of there. If he gets scouted out.
The Centaurs, honestly, the bigger pickoff. Okay,
oh, crit. Yeah, they see MNZ. He's going to Manta immediately, and he does have the Shadow Blade. So he's going to back off. Matthew TPing out. MNZ should be able to TP as well. And Frank, they just get the heck out of here. Oh, look at all the pings going on. They're like, there's Leo Style. We could get Leo Style, guys. Doesn't have that BKB. They do have the Sentry Ward, though, so.
They've really wanted to use that double damage, but fortunately for Thunder Predator, they made the read, and they all got out. The Dust situation on the Alchemist, they need 2 Dusts because he's just going to Manta Style and then pop the Shadow Blade anytime. So they need, I think they need Ryoya to start carrying
nice soul bind. The jumping coming out from Ryoya. He drags them both back, plus that Phantom's Embrace. They're trying to move forward. They have to move as a team, though. Leo Style, MNZ, 2 together. They've got the BKB. They'll go, they'll pop it. In comes RTZ. Big boat coming through. MNZ, though, he will fall. He has no buyback now. As Leo Style, he's trying to just fight through. He just doesn't have the damage. As they're going to have to back away. They drop the tombstone. The zip in again coming out from Ryoya. He's trying to just drag back MJC. Rest of the team seems to be content with just letting him fall, but they try with the Sunray anyways. Crit pretty far here into the base. Just gets off a couple little hits, but they're not going to dive too hard. They've got their eyes on this tower. And they need some creeps.
Yeah, where's the wave at? This is definitely going to be 1 Rax. Possibly a Rax in a tower. Maybe they'll back off and go to Roche. It is going to be up soon. They have the courier in there scouting it, so they are looking to do that.
They use the fort.
Okay, so they just force the fort and then they back off and they're going to go for Roche. They know it's going to respawn soon.
I think this is pretty good considering that you don't have the egg. You do have boat, but this Alchemist not going to be up for another 17 seconds or so, so.
I think that EG is pretty confident in their ability to fight. It seems like these team fights are just hugely in their favor. You know, even when certain things go wrong, it really feels like their heroes are just a lot easier to execute when it comes to fighting. Surprisingly, given that there's like a Kunkka and a Phoenix on the enemy team, but that might be different at the Roche pit when it's in a choke.
Oh, they smoke on smoke. Bulba, first one to pop it. X marks the spot. JZ. Drag him right back, even though the snowball connects. Oh, look how fast he just disappears as RTZ slices him in half. In comes Sprint. They've got the soul bind. They've got everything that they need. They take down Frank. Leo Style, he's got to TP out. He's got to get out of there as fast as possible. Boat will come through, but they are going to lose Matthew. No buyback on Matthew, no buyback on Frank, and none for MJZ.
I do know that Roche is up, but I think that given the fact that they're really destroying in every single team fight, that they can probably just take the Rax, which is the harder thing to get, and then they can go back and Roche. And I think if Thunder Predator fights them at the Roche pit, it's going to be a pretty easy fight for EG, given how these last few team fights have gone. There's so much one and done on Thunder Predator. You know, they have like the Alk stun, they have the Kunkka boat, they have all of these things you just like put on the ground. And if you can just Aghanim Scepter, jump somebody back with Weaver, it really feels like if you survive that initial kind of burst, then you win the fight. You just extend the fight and you win, because there's Kunkka Rum, there's Alchemist with the ulti, you have Weaver Bugs, there's Phoenix Egg, there's all of these big team fight abilities, and EG is just super cool at taking these long fights.
Now, I feel like this doesn't change that much, because I feel like MNZ is just melting in a lot of these fights, but he did finish the Abyssal Blade. Is that the play to get the Abyssal Blade, or would you like to see that BKB earlier? Oh, Ryoya. Oh, no. He can tell. He sees where the wind's blowing.
Yeah, he sees.
They have that sentry, so.
I honestly feel like at this point you need a Rapier on Alchemist. Somebody's got to get a Rapier. I don't think they're going to win this game just playing normally at this point. EG's too huge.
Crit. Zip in, though, coming out from Ryoya is going to be able to back him up. They've got their eyes on MJZ. They want to take him down quickly. They'll follow up, though. Nice soul bind again, being thrown out. BKBs being popped left and right as Leo Style chasing in. They want to try to take down whoever they can possibly grab right now. Is MNZ. He's just getting chipped away here by RTZ. He'll go. He'll Manta Style out. They're trying to dodge away. They have the dust, though. MNZ, he's just going to get taken down from Ryoya. He does not have buyback. The good game well played comes out. They realize we just cannot do this without our Alp, and they're just outpacing us at this point. EG taking game number 2.
That's kind of more of what I expected from this matchup. Just given the teams. There were definitely glimmers of hope in the game for Thunder Predator. EG was making a few mistakes that were they could capitalize on. Once again, I think Thunder Predator does a job at quickly responding to stuff with their supports. But if EG is playing on point, I think there's going to be a need to be a lot less responding and a lot more action. That's you're actually the one that's initiating it. Like they need to go for smokes, they need to go for pickoffs because it was more so MNZ was just farming and then they would respond to
Yeah.
him getting gone on or something like that for the entire game.
The idea with the Alchemist is nice for sure, and we talked about that during the draft, but it definitely felt like this time they got outpaced. Ryuaya started getting just these nice pickoffs, good snowballing movements. I think it was really nice to see Crit back on the position 4.
I agree.
Personally,
He
I feel like
he
that
did a
felt
lot.
way more comfortable for him
I
than.
mean, he almost did as much damage as Wraith King Moxxi. He almost did as much damage as RTZ on the Wraith King that's critting for 2000
Mhm.
on a support weaver with Spirit Vessel. So yes, he did a ton of work. He also did a lot of supporting stuff. It wasn't just the damage. He was running in. He was getting fights. Getting gone on. So fights would start. He
Mhm.
was soaking ganks. He was stealing stealing items. He was doing a lot of really annoying
God,
stuff
that
that you.
Vambrace snatch, like 2 in a row, right? The Kunkka just, oh man, that was a great play for sure. But yeah, no, the bugs, Weaver 4 is nothing to sneeze at. But it's also just the way that they put it together, right? The fact that they have, other heroes that have stuns, they've got disables, because we saw the Weaver 4 yesterday with Furia, and they were not able to make it work because they had no catch. So
Yep.
in this case, it worked out perfectly. They were still a little light on the side of Thunder Predator for catch, and that made it a really nice Weaver game on
Right.
top of that. So
Yeah, definitely. I really liked the soulbind combos that they were doing. It's not really super traditional stuff, but there was like the soulbind into double storm spirit pull. There was the soulbind into the Arteezy Wraith King stun, and then he'd get the bubble after that. So it was this chain lockdown and damage that even with the ridiculous team fighting capabilities of Thunder Predator, they had the Undying Tombstone, they had the Kunkka Boat, they had the Phoenix Egg, they had the Centaur ulti, Centaur Stomp, they had a lot of team fight. It wasn't enough to deal with the Grimstroke with just regular stuns. So it's nice to see a team picking this Grimstroke hero where there's good bubble targets, but then there's also good spells to use with the Soulbind. And the Soulbinds were on point too. They were on the right heroes. It was on like
they
Alp
got
plus
on
Kunkka or
Leostyle
something.
and MNZ. Like they
Right.
just found these perfect moments. They got the both silence. They've stunned
Yeah,
them up. It
exactly.
was it was beautiful. It was actually a lot like Thunder Predator in game number 1, where they had those chain stuns, the slows. The Ricky would jump forward, get a bash, followed with all that stuff. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously more complicated than stuns win game, obviously, but it definitely helps
I don't
when you
know.
can
It's
when you can chain these things very efficiently.
stuns are pretty nice.
It's pretty great. But we are tied up. We're 1-1, guys. So we've got one more game ahead. This will be the decider for Evil Geniuses versus Thunder Predator. Is Thunder Predator going to be able to, come back into this game? Will they draft a little differently? Or is EG just going to continue to outpace them? We'll find out after a short break.